great big world out there. Hey, Happy New Year. It is 2026. I ended with Are You Ready? And I am beginning with Are You Ready? See, there's a difference when you're ending a year and when you're beginning a year. There's an entirely different perspective on that statement. Are you ready? I hope everyone had an amazing new year. And I'm going to be honest, I was on Facebook and I saw how everybody was giving their praise and their thanks and their highlights about 2025. And then I saw one person and they were just like, you know what? I'm going to just keep it real. 2025 was not my friend. And I feel that. I respect that. Because 2025 was not my friend either. I think I cried more in 2025 than I have ever cried. We fought everything. Me in 2025, we just had some issues. Like, 25 was like, I'm going to win. And at some point when you're battling something, you just got to step back and be like, you know what, bro? You win. I give up. It is what it is. Because 2026 coming and it's going to be a better year. So, that's where I'm at with it. So, again, it has been 7 whole days since I seen all of you all. 7 entire whole days. It was the last year when I seen y'all. Now we're in an entirely different new year. So, yes, absolutely, I'm loving it. So, you know how I like to kick off the show with fun facts? And today's fun fact is going to be about cold weather. Now, I know you people out there that like the heat and the summer and the spring and the heat that you just can't breathe in. Like, I know you love all of that. And kudos to you. I just don't. I just love wintertime. Like, if it was a blizzard tomorrow, my feelings would not be hurt. Like, I would be excited. But if it was 90 degrees tomorrow, I'll be crying. Absolutely be crying. So let me give you some fun facts about my favorite season, which is winter. And we're going to talk about cold weather. So, according to the Guinness World Records, on January 28th, 1887, a snowflake that was 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick fell in Fort Keogh, Montana, making it the largest snowflake to ever have been discovered. So when you hit the world's Guinness Book of Records, you doing something. So a snowflake hit that. If a snowflake can hit the Guinness Book of Records, then I certainly know I can. So I'm going to aim for that. I'm going to put that on my SMART goal list. 1 inch of snow will produce just less than 1/10 of an inch of water when melted, while 10 inches of snow, when melted down, will only create 1 inch of water. The largest recorded snowman ever built was in Bethel, Maine, in February 1999. It was 113 foot, 7 inches, and it was really huge and big. And they show you this big picture, and I was like, wow. I wonder how long did that take to make. Like, I thought that was amazing. Like, yes. And it broke the record that was held in Yamagata, Japan, when that snowman was 96 feet, 7 inches. I mean, can you just imagine? Like, I would love to go take some pictures with these snowmen. Now, the most snow ever recorded in 24 hours in the United States was in Silver Lake, Colorado in 1921, and it was 76 inches. I would have loved to sing that. I would have loved to been there for that. Oh, yes. Coming in second to Georgetown, Colorado on December 4th, 1913, it was 63 inches of snow at that time. And all my time on the earth, I don't think I have seen it more than 10 inches. And I may be stretching it at 10. It may be about 8 to 9.5. So to see that snow actually got this high, I would have loved to have been there for that. Now, a New Zealand insect called weta freezes completely solid when the temperatures drop during the winter. However, when temperatures warm back up, the insect unfreezes, thaws, and resumes its natural activities. For me, just that alone with that insect, like I would love to be able to do that. Like I don't want to deal with the summer. Let me just be at a standstill, not be able to move, not do nothing, don't worry about nothing. Can you just imagine, let's just say 90 days of summer. That's 90 days of no bills, 90 days of no cooking, no cleaning, no going nowhere, just no working, just you just there like this for 90 days. Like, really? Who wouldn't want to do that? Like, I think that's a cool insect. Okay. Now, the southern hemisphere typically has milder winters than the northern hemisphere. This is because the southern hemisphere has less land and more climates. Yes, so those are my fun facts about the winter on our first show of Let's Talk Finance for 2026. Why not kick it off with the winter, right? A lot of people don't like winter, so I'm just going to give you some fun facts about winter, and you just may like it. Got some special birthdays. We are celebrating birthdays in the month of January. If you are celebrating your birthday this month, please do it in decency and in order. Please be safe. Please be intentional about what it is that you're doing. Remember, safety first, always. But my special birthday, starting from January 1, I have a good acquaintance. Oh my God, I love this lady. LaCharlotte Walker. Her birthday was on the 1st. Absolutely on the 1st. For the 2nd of January, I have a really good friend. Her name is Nicole, but I call her my fluffy bear. Her birthday was January 2nd. I got a guy that I know. He is really awesome. And he's also a client of Anointed Accounting. And he is Corey McCall. He celebrated his birthday on yesterday. I have another acquaintance. His name is Kai. He also celebrated his birthday on January 2nd. And last but not least, my great nephew, Octavius. Now, I don't call him that. I call him Chocolate Thunder because he's just the cutest little chocolate thing with big eyes. And he's just so gorgeous. Like, like he my Chocolate Thunder. And he know his name. So when I call him by his first name, he know he in trouble. Other than that, he know his name. He know it. So those are, I'm sorry. Today is the 3rd. Let me get my act right. Today is a day, one of my very dear, close, loving, best friends in the whole wide world birthday is today. And that is Artalia. Artalia, if you're tuning in, I love you, babes. Turn up, have a good time, enjoy yourself for you and me both. I have another special birthday. Now, remember I told you my great nephew birthday was yesterday. Well, guess what? His sister's birthday, which is Osha, and I call her my chocolate diamond. Her birthday is on the 14th. And I have another good friend, Nicole. Her birthday is also on the 14th. Like, can you believe that I got 2 good people that's really good friends that's birthdays in January, right? Yeah. And then I got a best friend, and her birthday is actually today. It feels good to know people that love you and that like celebrating birthdays. Let me give you some updates really quick before we jump into the show. By this being the very first quarter of 2026, it is very important that you take heed to the updates because they will change. I will be updating you as information has been changed and as we have been updated with that information from our sources and our Bible. So, 4th quarter 2025, which was October, November, and December of 2025, those estimated tax payments are due January 15th. 1099s and W-2s per the law need to be post-dated by January 31st. Now, if you get your W-2s and 1099s earlier, great. But by law, they can be post-dated and stamped and mailed out on the 31st of January. If the 31st of January, and it does fall on a weekend, which is that Saturday, it could be postmarked to extend to February 2nd. So if you have, your employer may give it to you during your pay periods in January, but if not, they're aware that by the 2nd of February, it has to be sent out. Now, fourth quarter 941s, if you run a payroll, if you have payroll, your 941s and your 944s are due by the 2nd of February, because again, the last day of this month falls on a Saturday. So it's going to be due by the 2nd. A lot of that you can do it electronically. If you don't submit your forms electronically and you mail them in, make sure it is postmarked by the 2nd, if not sooner. Here's another important update that everybody has been wanting to hear. The IRS will begin electronically accepting returns on the 28th of January. So let's just say you get your W-2 and your 1099 on the 16th. You can give it to your preparer and your accountant. However, it will not officially be accepted until January 28th. Now, let's put a pin in that. Do not call your preparer and say, I have my last check stub. We cannot file like that. Do not call your preparer and say, I think this is how much I made. I need my money. It does not work like that. We need a W-2. We need a 1099. Period. If you are a sole proprietor and you do not receive 1099s and your income is solely cash, credit cards, you should be receiving a 1099K. Again, that can be post-dated by the 2nd, not before. You should have all of your bank statements downloaded and ready and prepared, along with your invoices and your receipts to turn over to your accountant/preparer. If you don't, and you just put everything in a garbage bag and drop it off as you normally do, feel free to do so if you're a sole proprietor. If you are intact with your finances and you're inquisitive about your finances, because I've been giving you all the goods since last year, you already have your stuff separated, and you potentially may have attempted possibly to create a P&L statement to help your accountant. But if you haven't, no worries. Still drop those documents off. It's very, very important. If you have not done so already, today is the 3rd of January, people. Please set up your IRS ID Me account. A lot of services you will not have access to if you do not have that account. So please set that account up. If you are in the state of Illinois, please open up a My Tax Illinois account. That is very important. You need to know what sits on your name and on your social, as well as for your company. That is so very important. Very important. Now, those are my updates for today. So I want to take a minute and thank everybody that's online for joining me today. The first show of the year, the first Saturday of the year. Like, it's just the first everything of the year on Let's Talk Finance. I'm just super elated about all this information that I want to share with you, because last year I learned some things. Last year was preparation for me. And when you're preparing for stuff, sometimes you have them highs and them lows. And sometimes when reality sits in, you have to take a step back and be like, wow, I think I'm going to do this. I think this may very well work. And so for the individuals that called, that inquired, for the individuals that took it seriously and just wanted to be more intentional about what they were doing, this is your show. For those who are learning, want to get on the good foot, this is your show. For those who just don't have anything to do, this is your show. Why not? Why not learn about finances? Because everything, as I states, starts and ends with a transaction. Okay? Okay. So, Let's Talk Finance podcast and Anointed Accounting has some exciting things coming out this year for you. Stay tuned. Tune in to every show, people. We post a lot of information on social media platforms. It is my goal by July 20th to have 10,000 followers on all social media platforms, if not more, because this information is important. Typically at the beginning of the year, people start New Year's resolutions. And what does that come with? People want to buy a house. People want to buy a car. People want to buy property. People want to invest. People want to build. And in order to do that, your finances have to be intact. When your finances is intact, guess what else they ask for? Let me see the bank statements. Guess what else they ask for? Income. Guess what else they ask for? Ding, 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 ding. Tax returns. You're going to need that. So this information is very, very, very important. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to ask everyone to please share the content. It takes 2 seconds to hit that share button. Again, I've invited everyone to the rectangular/octagon table that I have, because your opinions matter to me. Your feedback, your comments, all of that means the world to me. I sit down and I talk about that with my team, and we come up to help everyone, because we need you to know what's going on with your finances. So if you have not subscribed to that YouTube channel, please do so. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Please find us on all social media platforms and on YouTube under Anointed Accounting and hit subscribe. For anyone that subscribes to the YouTube channel and follow us on all social media platforms and don't unfollow the same day you do it, take a picture and screenshot it, contact me, and I will give you 10% off of your services. And that's just to say, welcome to the new year. That's just to say, look, I want you to be informed about what's going on with your finances. I want you to know there's not a reason that we should talk to our clients and you know nothing about what's going on with your finances. God forbid, as my business partner, Miss Angel, always says, if I go to heaven today or tomorrow and you find someone else, are you able to tell them what's on your return? You're not. You're not. You only get upset if you don't get a refund. Then you ask questions. But the questions you ask aren't the correct questions. So guess what? This show is for you. So today, the topic of our show is how to set financial goals that actually work and stick. Yes, Miss Angel. Miss Angel said yes. We want to also prepare ourselves just to be more financially aware of what's going on when it comes to our finances. A couple weeks ago, I asked a few questions, and I asked people, you know, how did their 2025 look? What did they learn from their 2025? What do they want to take into their 2026? And what do they want to leave in 2025? But today, here's what I want to ask you, and I want you to think about it. And you could put your answer in the comment. We are opening the phone lines today. Give us a call and tell us how you feel. You may be driving and you're not supposed to drive and text. You're not supposed to drive and talk unless it's hands-free. But I care about your responses to these two questions I want to ask. When you think about your financial goals for this year, are they written down or are they just floating in your head? And that's a good question. Because a lot of times we get so used to, we think about it, we leave it there, it's back in the subconscious, we'll go back in and get it. And if you like me and like Harry Potter, you wish you had that thumble that he had when he was able to put the wand to his head and take the memory out and put it there, and when he needed it, go back and get it. But unfortunately, we can't do that. So It's important to know that it's okay to have it in the back of your mind, but also have it written down. The Bible, and if I'm not mistaken, Habakkuk 2:2 tells us to write our things down. And when you see it with clarity. So think about that question. Are your financial goals written down or just floating in your head? If I asked you right now what number you're working toward this quarter, could you answer it confidentially? Confidentially. And what I mean by that, have you sat down and did your budget for quarter one? Have you sat down and thought about what you wanted to take over to 26 for quarter one? What have you done for quarter one? Because everything has to have a starting point. What have you done? So I don't want you to answer those questions now. Just think about it. And if you're ready to answer, put them in the chat. Let me know what you think. This is a safe financial space. There is no judgment here. There is only learning, educating, and helping one another. Just because I'm in the financial arena, just because I work in this field, don't think that my learning, I know everything. My learning is endless. I learn something every single day. And as I stated to you last week, if you meet someone that's handling your finances and they proclaim to know everything and have all the answers and they have no room to learn or grow, take your documents and go somewhere else. That's not the place for you. Not at all. Because your person will also learn from you. We learn from you because it's your finances. We figure things out once we get all the documents and have those consultations and conversations with you all. But you all have the upper hand. What I want you to start thinking about is defining your business goals, meaning what type of business are you in? What services do you provide? What products do you sell? Who is your target market? We want to help everyone. And of course, we wish we could go out there and say, hey, I want to help you, help you, help you. But sometimes, people just don't want that help. And again, it's not important to them until it's important. And I know you say, like, what do you mean? Well, you haven't thought about getting your taxes done, right? For 3 years. So it's not important to you. But tomorrow you're thinking about going to buy a building. And the building going to need some source documents that you don't have. So now getting your taxes is important to you. And that's when you contact your preparer and you say, look, I need this done right now because it's an urgency to you. But your urgency is not your accountant/preparer's emergency. You have to be considerate of time. That's why I want to educate everyone this year on the importance of time and how to get your stuff in so you don't have to wait till the last minute or feel overwhelmed. Listen to this. Your financial goals should reflect what your business does. Meaning if you're a chef, is your financial goals aligned toward being a chef, not just in the state of Illinois, but maybe in the state of Michigan, maybe in another state, maybe internationally? What are your goals set if you're a chef? If you're into entertainment, what are you doing? Are you in California? Are you in Hollywood? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you making your presence known and seen? Media and music, the same thing. Does your financial goals align with what your business does? Now, again, we want to help everyone, but we have to narrow down our targeted market. And believe it or not, once you help someone, they're going to brag about you because they want somebody to know that, man, what I was dealing with, I'm no longer dealing with. Like, that's on. Let me help you get on. So good news travels slow, unfortunately, but it does travel. Now, once you have chosen your targeted audience, build that structure around your goals. So if you're a chef and your targeted market is dealing with soul food only, so you're only dishes may be this, that, and I don't want to call any dishes out because soul food can mean anything to anybody. If it's good and it tastes good, then it's good to my soul. So therefore, guess what? It's soul food. If I go make some French fries, that is good to my soul. It is soul food. So whatever you think that you want to do, make sure it's structured and you line it up right. Removing family and friendships from your business. I know I done hurt some feelings when I said that. Sometimes you can't work with family and you can't work with all your friends because sometimes your friends may not see your vision, or if they do see your vision, what is their objective if they're not getting anything out of it? Or what if they feel like they're only helping you because they are your friend or your family member? You don't need that in your business. In your business, you have to know how to separate those relationships to a business relationship. Just like me, for example, there are, out of the 7 best friends I have, 4 of them I prepare and work on their finances. Now, when we're on the phone, when we're talking, girl, go on, sit down. We friends. But when they hit this office, Mrs. this, Mrs. that, because at that point, I'm your friend, but I'm your business friend. It's a whole different level. So you have to separate that. And that goes with family too. Now, while you're doing this and you're setting that foundation, you're defining your goals, your business goals, that is, now it's time for you to apply SMART goals to those business goals. And why is that? Because you need SMART goals. They help you very much so. And they work. They work. Trust me. So you set these goals for a reason. You can set the goals for a year, 3 years, 5 years, however you see fit for it to work for you. Some people may want to start smaller, meaning you may only want to start with 3 months, then 6 months, then 12 months. Whatever works for you. Don't overwhelm yourself. Because if you overwhelm yourself, there's some things you're going to miss. So start slow. Take your time so you can catch and make sure all the kinks are out the cracks. So your SMART goals, meaning S is for specific. Be very specific about the detail. What must happen right now? Like right now. If it don't happen, I'm going to fall asleep. Like that. So it has to happen right now. Measurable. M, track your progress. What do your numbers and your percentages look like? Are you staying within that budget? Are you overextending that budget? Wait, here's another one. Is there even a budget for it? You have to have that budget for it. Make sure it's achievable. So set the time for completion and achievement, whatever that goal is for you. Set that time and that achievement. I have some business goals. Like, I would love for my business to be international. So I'm going to do SMART goals for a 5-year plan. Now, that means I also have to do some footwork. Yes, it may happen word of mouth, but now I got to go some places. I got to show my face. I got to make sure people know that this is real and they're dealing with a real individual with integrity and ethics and that care about them. But I know it's not going to happen tomorrow. So I'm going to make it a SMART goal, but I'm going to make it a long time SMART goal just to allow myself that time and that room. Now, B, make sure it's relevant. Does the goal really matter to you? Is that goal really important to you, or are you just writing it down? Make sure it's important. Make sure it aligns up with your business goals. Time bound. Create the urgency for it. So if I'm creating a goal, I may set it for 12 months. On paper, it's on 12 months. But depending on how bad I want it, as my Pastor Porter would say, how bad is your want to? I'm going to try to set it for 8 goals because I'm going to leave 8 months. I'm going to leave that extra 4 months there of time, just in case anything happens. But if it doesn't, and I stay to the course, and I focus on it, and I'm aligned with my business goals as well as my SMART goals, I should be able to achieve that. So if your goals doesn't fall into place, don't abandon them, just make adjustments. So if it doesn't let's say it doesn't happen at that 12-month period that I made, guess what? I'm not going to throw it away. Let me add to it. Let me remove some things, because as our friend Thomas Edison said, I found 10,000 ways that didn't work, which means he didn't give up. Don't mean his answer was wrong. It just means that the things that he did prior to finding the correct solution, they didn't work. But he tried it. And how did he know it didn't work? Because he had to try it. And that's what we have to do as individuals and business owners when it comes to our finances. Also, when we're dealing with finances, we want to identify key financial metrics, which in corporate America, we call these KPIs, key performance indicators. And typically when you do a review, your manager may come to you and talk to you about this. When you're sitting down with your team at your business meeting, you're talking about your metrics and what's going to happen and how they look. Again, a part of this goes back to those SMART goals, because measurable is tracking your progress. What are your numbers and your percentages looking like? You want to make sure you're tracking everything and looking at your metrics. The first metric that you're going to look at is your revenue. You want to know what's coming in. You also want to know where it's coming in from. You want to be able to track that. Your gross and net profit margin. How do you keep up with that? What are you using to be informed with that? And this is not just on the business side. This is on the personal side too. You do a monthly budget when it comes to rent, light, gas, phone, transportation, the fur babies, the grandbabies, or the babies, period. You do a budget. And so many times people say, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. Guess what? You can't rob either one of them no more, because Paul ain't got no money. You living from paycheck to paycheck. Well, I get that and I understand that. And then you say, well, Shavonna, how does this say I made $80,000 when I didn't see it? Well, something is wrong. You're not budgeting. You're not doing something right. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's make it make sense. Because if you see it on paper, it's going to make you think about things a lot differently. Trust me. When it comes to finances, there's one thing that never lies, and that's your numbers. Your numbers will never lie to you. The only way your numbers lie to you is if you don't know how to add and subtract. That's the only way. Or if you're using fictitious information. That's how they'll lie to you. Now, they tell the full story, and they will either keep you informed or get you in trouble. How many times we've heard about tax evasion? How many times we've heard about tax fraud? How many times have we talked about fraudsters, period, and scams? Like, this is very important. Your finances are important. So you have to treat them like they're important. If you don't, of course, it's going to dwindle away. Before I jump into my next segment, 2026, I want to thank everybody that's online right now. Let's see who I got. Hey, Mr. Scott, what's going on, baby? Love Mr. Scott. Very intelligent, very smart. I just don't like standing next to him. He like 7'2", 8'8", 9". My dear sister Noopsy. Now, hey, Benita, I love you. Miss Angel, of course, is on here. And anybody that I did not call. We have Gloria on here. Thank you for tuning in. Jacqueline Jordan, thank you for tuning in. Call Me Mike, baby. A very good dear friend of mine. I look at Call Me Mike like a big brother that just set in their ways and just wants you to do right and be right, but also do it their way, because they done been where you done been and you tried to get to where they going. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Please share this information. So on your social media page, hit that share button. Again, if you're new here, welcome to the family. Take a screenshot of that share. Contact me if you're going to do services with Anointed Accounting. I will be giving you 10% off of your services for the interaction. However, there is some stipulations. You can't unfriend us and you can't unfollow us just for that 10%. Because again, this is about education. This is about finances. This is about making you aware. And on top of all of that, guess what? It's free. 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 Who don't want nothing free? Come on. No, we doing better in 2026. So remember to always define your goals. Set your KPIs. Set your target. And if you have to adjust, adjust. Make sure you're tracking things as you're adjusting. So whatever doesn't work, you can remove that and now you can add to that. Make it a stepping stone because it's important. And I keep saying it's important because I want you to know that it's important. I treat it as it's important, and I want to get you on the good foot like this to treat it like it's important. Very much so, okay? Now, this part of the segment, we're going to talk about reviewing everything. When I say everything, everything. And I mean that in my Cat Williams voice. So a lot of times, individuals, business owners, small businesses, you contact your account, individuals too, you contact your accountant, you contact your preparer, and you say, well, I didn't take good records, or I don't have all of my receipts, or this wasn't explained to me, or my favorite one, I didn't know that. For real? That's my favorite one right there. We hear it all the time. And so in order to stop you from not knowing what's going on, my favorite saying to everyone is, it's okay to be nosy about you. You have to track and know where everything is going. The analogy that I'm going to use is, if you're a parent, when your child was younger and coming up, you needed to know where they was going, how they was getting there, how soon they was going to arrive, when they leaving, how long it's going to take them to get home. You calculated everything because you needed to know. When they became teenagers and maybe got cellular devices or beepers, you needed the number. You needed to know what was going on. You needed to hear a voice. You were very intentional about that. So you take those same efforts and use those same efforts and put them into your finances. I guarantee you will see a difference. I guarantee you will. You know why? Because you're being more inquisitive about your finances. What's coming in? What's going out? Period. You want to know. And you're going to find it by tracking everything. So let's assume you're going through your bank statements and you look up and you say, oh my God, I went to K Jeweler. I did not mean to spend $1,500 this month. What was I thinking? You didn't track it. But now that you see it and you know you weren't supposed to do it, you're going to do better. It's not just going to be hidden in the back of that mind back there, like out of sight, out of mind. No, that's not going to work. By you tracking everything, you're going to know where your revenue is going. I spent this on this. I spent this on this. I spent this on that. Again, November 15th, I did a show with the CPA Piper Parker, which is Anointed Accounting's accountant, and we talked about the importance of tracking everything and knowing where your revenue is. When you're sending over those documents, we'd rather for you to send more information than not enough information. The more, the better. We can take away what we don't need. But if we have everything that you think that we need, that's great. Because if everything that you think that we need is not there, guess what? We know how to contact you and say, hey, Mr., Mrs., we're missing this. Can you get this to me within the next 24 to 48 hours? And it can happen. You know why? Because not only are you tracking everything, you're using communication. You have to review consistently, especially your finances. Review everything consistently. whether you do it monthly, whether you do it semi-monthly, whether you do it every quarter, but you want to track what's going on with your finances. You want to know, because if your money just picking up and running off like that and you're not aware of where it's going, then that's going to be a problem. And then you're going to sit and say, I think somebody lying to me. They ain't paying me all this money. Something going on. No, no. No, 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 no. It's you. It's you. I can guarantee you it's you. So how do we avoid doing that? Again, we make those appointments. We listen to the show. We take our business seriously. We start with a foundation. We work through that foundation. We don't abandon our goals and our dreams. We make adjustments and we add to it. We contact our accountant. We contact our preparer because they're helping us in this financial arena. And I'll use this analogy all the time. Just because I know how to cook don't mean I'm a chef. If I need to know how to cook, I got some chefs on my team. I'm definitely going to reach out to Mama Cold Kitchen, Trina. I'm definitely going to reach out to my sister, Benita. She always catering. She's what I would call a chef. I don't cater. I go in there and make some greens, and that's it. You want a plate, you can have it. If not, oh well, it is what it is. But there's a difference. So I'm able to reach out. So just because I know how to do it, don't mean that that's my area of expertise. When it comes to this financial area, just because I may be an expert in it, doesn't mean I don't have resources or individuals who I reach out to, and we come together and we make it make sense. That's what it's supposed to do. And that's how you're supposed to handle your finances. Now, let's talk about quarterly self-audits. That's important. And not just on the business side, but also on the personal side. Now, I told everybody to get their drinks ready, so I got my juice right here. Did y'all know that there was a cucumber limeade packet that's made and by Sonic? I got it at Dollar Tree. Oh my God, it is delicious. The little packets like the Crystal Light, really good. And guess what? I budgeted for it. I was so slick with it. I wanted to know how many came in the pack. If I bought these many boxes, these many would last me for the whole month or half the month. It's $1.25. Was it worth it? Yes, I went all the way into it like that. Because when you're on a budget, or even if you're being frugal, you want to know because you want to be nosy. Now, you're preparing yourself for your quarterly audit. Because you're preparing yourself for your audit, there is not a surprise because you know what you're going to do. You know what to look for. Communication also plays a role. So if you're single and you're doing everything yourself, of course, you can have a conversation with yourself. It's not a problem with that. But if you're co-mingling with your spouse or you have a roommate or someone else is in the house, that communication is so very, very important. I know as for me, every month when I'm done paying the bills, I'll either shoot my wife a text message or I'll call her, babe, look, all the bills is paid, because that communication is needed. It's there. So there is no surprises. You also have to be informed, which means in your business, have those meetings with your team. Make it a priority. Make it informational. And have your checklist ready. What should be on your checklist? Your income, your expenses, your savings, your debt, your taxes. Why does your taxes need to be on there? What if you need to pay estimated tax payments? You got payroll tax payments that you have to pay if you run a payroll. What if you're selling a product? Now you have sales tax. What if you're in an entirely different tax bracket and you were unaware of that your taxes were at this percentage versus that percentage? Guess what? You need to account for that money because during tax time, you're going to owe. It's very important to know that. What if you went exempt 6 months of the year or even 8 months of the year? Guess what? That's taxes that you have to pay on income that's earned. Yes, the federal government and the state entities would like you to pay your taxes. And again, don't get caught up into, I got to give them all this money. If you're receiving a 1099, you're paying into your Social Security and Medicare because you don't have an employer that's matching your Social Security and Medicare. If you're receiving a W-2 and you're still owing money, one of three things could happen. That means you're working two jobs, and because both jobs are not aware of each other, you did not fill out your W-4 correctly, which means you're in a whole differently tax bracket. Now you're going to owe. Another thing, what if you went exempt like I just mentioned? Guess what? You got earned money that didn't have any taxes withheld. So guess what? You're now basically paying back into your Social Security and Medicare, but you're paying the taxes on that money that you have to pay for the federal and the state side. So that's important. And I know a lot of people have not been made aware of that. Back in July, I did a show on how to fill out your forms, the W-4, the state form, and how to fill out the W-9, especially if you're a contractor. That's so very important. So very important. I want to acknowledge my guest that just came on, or I just saw you come on. I'm sorry. My Auntie Tootie on here. Hey, Auntie Tootie! All the way in Vegas. Hey! Okay. And if anyone else is on here that I did not acknowledge, I so apologize. I did not see your name. Please forgive me, but thank you for coming in and spending time with me on the first Saturday of the year. We're talking about how to set financial goals that actually work and make them stick. So this show is for you. Just keep listening. Don't worry about the time. You can always go back and rewatch it. Now, what we're going to do for this segment of our show, we're going to talk about collapsing our goals into milestones. And I found that unique. So if you've been looking at our posts that we've been making just 3 days ago, because today is just the 3rd, we've been talking about financial goals and steps and tips on setting that foundation and why it's important. So, as you know, I like to do research. So let me read to you the research. No, I didn't use AI. Yes, I believe in an encyclopedia, a dictionary, and a thesaurus. Yeah, sure do. So, Webster defines milestone as a significant point in development. Right there. A significant point, which means it's important, it's vital, it has to happen, it stands for something. So, here it is. My goals didn't fail. Everything I set, I accomplished. The ones that failed were the ones I neglected to manage. So what does that mean? That means you set a goal. You didn't put your focus on it. So you abandoned it. You didn't make adjustments. You didn't add or take away from it because your focus wasn't on it. Or did you make too many goals and you weren't able to keep up with everything along with life and work and anything else that may come in that circle? You have to account for that because that's important. You can't do everything yourself. Get some help. Trust me, I know I tried. I tried to do all of this by myself. But when I opened my company July 20th of 2021, July 21st, when I realized I could not do everything by myself, I was on the phone July 22nd with a team. Look, I need your help, I need your help, and I need your help. Because all us together gonna make this work. And that's how it happened. Now, I tried. I put my best foot forward. But when I sat and I looked at my long list of things that needed to happen, and I realized there was only 24 hours in the day, oh no, all of this was gonna fail. I needed some help. So if someone is running the show, get some help. It's important. It's good to be self-made, and I'm okay with that. But it's not good to be self-made and everything is falling apart. You want it to stand strong. Once you appreciate your small wins, you will be able to see each step, no matter how small. It prepares you for what's next, which is so true. So because I saw something at the end of 25, I saw how I got more people tuning in to Let's Talk Finance. I understood that this information was important, but I also understand sometimes in business, you may have to give a little to get a little. And I'm okay with that because I'm okay with educating and helping people. So I realized that it's okay to get on here and do your show. It's okay to inform people, to be nosy about them. It's okay to let them know that this is a safe financial space to talk and there is no judgment because we love and we care about everyone. So that was very important to me. That was significant to me. And so because I realized those small steps, baby, I can't wait for this year, baby. And we just 3 days in. Just wait till y'all see what we got packed. Boom. How did I end last year? Hakuna Matata means no worries for the rest of your days. Hakuna Matata. Okay, yeah, that's how I did it last year. But no, and it's okay to have fun when you're thinking about your finances and when you're celebrating your small wins. It's okay to have fun, no matter how small the win is. Because guess what? I want to take myself to Olive Garden. They have a really, 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 really good breadstick that I love. And I got to go and I got to get it. Because I'm celebrating that small win. That's what I want to do for me. So listen, people. I know I gave out a lot of information. And of course, we do have fun on this show. I enjoy having fun. But if you don't take away nothing else from this show, I'm going to leave you with 2 very, very vital, important takeaways. First one, financial goals only work when you are intentional, measurable, and aligned with your business, with what your business activity does. Clarity always comes before growth. I'm going to say that again. Clarity always comes before growth. You can't grow if you don't understand something. You got to understand it, and it has to make sense. That's why it made sense to me January 22nd to pick up the phone and say, hey, I need some help. And it's okay. 2, tracking, reviewing, and communicating your numbers consistently turns financial planning from a stressful task into a powerful decision, goal-making decision. That's so very, very important. Let's go back to them questions I asked you. So now that we've gotten through the show, when you think about your financial goals for this year, are they written down or are they just floating in your head? Based on the content that's been given, if they are just floating around, don't you think you should write them down? And again, ask yourself what numbers are you working toward this quarter? Do you have any numbers in mind? What would you like to see? Where would you like to go? And these meetings are so very, 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 very important. I want to make an announcement, and I waited to the end of the show to do this announcement because it's Saturday, and had I started at 4:15, some of my clients that's listening may be trying to do it now. So for the appointments for Anointed Accounting, our calendar opens January 5th. You can start calling us January 5th, making your appointments for this tax season. Again, we are not able to electronically file out until January 28th. We cannot use your last check stub. to file your income tax return. We cannot do that whatsoever. Okay? That's very, very important. You can stalk your P.O. box or your mailbox. That's perfectly fine. Do understand that every company by law has until February 2nd, because January 31st falls on a Saturday, to have your 1099s and W-2s postmarked. So as long as that postmark says February 2nd or prior, you're okay. Okay? So I know some people may call and say, look, like I had somebody call me, Shavonna, look, I need my 1099. Hello, how are you? I got till February 2nd. Well, I can't wait that long. I'm sorry. You done already waited 12 more months. What's 30 more days? I'm confused. Plus, I'm not even in the office. So yeah, that's what we have to do. So our calendar officially opens on Monday, January 5th. Now, as we come to a close, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everyone for listening and spending the first Saturday of 2026 with Let's Talk Finance with me. What better way to spend it, right? So, again, I want you to set your goals, track the progress, appreciate your small wins. Don't abandon them just because it doesn't look right. It's okay. Make those adjustments. Sometimes we have to treat our finances like we treat some of the things in our life. What do we put attention and focus to? What do we regear our thoughts to when something is not working right? How do we change that? What is it that we do to make progress in what it is that we're dealing with or going through? And if we can do that for ourselves in our personal life, we can take that same energy and do that for our financial life, because it's important. Your money is your bread and butter. It's how you survive. And if you're out here surviving and doing a good job with no money, I need you to give me a call, because I need to know how you're doing it, because I'm confused. I would love to know how you're doing it. So now, everyone, I ask that you please take 10 seconds right now and share this content. It's free content. You never know what somebody is going through. You never know where somebody wants to go. You never know if somebody wants to change their life financially. So please go to your Facebook page and hit the share this live video. Let's make this go viral. I'm about to hurt some feelings. If we can make gossip and nonsense go viral, let's make financial awareness go viral. I am on all social media platforms under Anointed Accounting, which is ANOINTED ACCOUNTING. Our website is www.anointedaccounting.com. Our telephone number is area code 312-837-7219. Go over to the YouTube channel, search Anointed Accounting, ANOINTEDACCOUNTING, and hit that subscribe button. Again, if you're new here, welcome to the family. If you're looking for financial awareness, you're at the right place. If you want to grow, expand, excel, and you want to try something different, you're more than welcome to the family. We appreciate you. If you would like to learn more about Anointed Accounting, give us a call. We'll talk to you. And again, if you share this information and you subscribe to their YouTube channel and the social media platforms and do not unfollow, I will personally give you 10% off of any service that you get with Anointed Accounting. And it's not mandatory. You're not forced to do it. We're going to still love you and still pass on this information. So while that brings us to the close of our show, I would like to thank everyone again for tuning in with me on the first Saturday of 2026, because what better place to be than with me? learning about your finances and a good foundation and a way to make all of this stick and make sense. But to be with me, your girl, Shavonna. Hello. Yes. So thank you all for tuning in to Let's Talk Finance. I cannot wait to see y'all next week. I got some exciting information for you all. So until then, stay blessed, stay intentional, stay financially aware, and remember it is okay to be nosy about you. Love you.